Thinking Out Loud Live Common Sense Analytics. Y'all know I'm always looking around for different things, and in my research, I came across this company. The company is called Tencent. Tencent, and they're out of China. Basically, this company is like the biggest world conglomerate that you've never heard of. But I ain't even about to talk you to death. I'm gonna let you hear just the introduction to how mass this company is and how it plays into AI and the IoT, the Internet of Things, which basically controls it. Look, man, let me let y'all check out some of this real quick.
Can I have a quick show of hands? Who's heard of Tencent? Great start.
If you look at the world's most valuable companies, you won't be surprised to find the likes of Apple, Microsoft, and Google. But one name does stand out: Tencent. The company is worth more than the likes of Facebook, MasterCard, and Samsung. And yet, if you ask the majority of people what Tencent does, you'd be met with a confused look. The truth is that Tencent does everything. Because whilst Tencent's mascot is a friendly-looking penguin, a more accurate animal to embody this conglomerate would be a giant octopus, with tentacles reaching into almost every industry you can think of all over the world.
Now, pay attention. When they says, what does Tencent do? Everything. It's, as he said, it's like a giant octopus with different social media tentacles and things that go all around the world. Keep that in mind, that he said this goes all around the world and it's coming out of China. Yeah, I'll just leave that right there for a second.
In most places, Tencent operates from the shadows, hence why it's not a household name, but whether you realize it or not, you almost certainly use products or services Tencent is involved with. However, in Tencent's home country of China, it's a very different story. Everyone is aware.
When he said that you use products and services, Spotify, Snapchat, WeChat, and a lot of these other services that we're using that we think are encrypted, man, listen, y'all ain't heard the half of it yet. I'm telling you.
That Tencent dominates their lives. And that's because in China, Tencent has achieved the seemingly impossible: one app to rule them all.
Everything.
The Chinese company I'd be most worried about is Tencent because of WeChat.
He said that this app in China, WeChat, is so just essential to life that it's like water and electricity, because this app controls everything. You'll see all daily operations through life are done through this app. One app. Google now has an app that's called Google One that I'm kind of looking at it as they're kind of trying to move into the whole bringing things together concept. But man, y'all don't know the half with this company. I'm telling you, this shit is wild.
Compared it to me, saying that it was like water or electricity.
You see, Tencent created an app called WeChat that's been dubbed the Everything app, or the operating system of China. And that's because almost all of China's 1.4 billion population use this app for an average of 4 hours every day.
Now, hold on. He just said the 1.4 billion population of China are all WeChat users. All of them are WeChat users. Why? They don't have a choice. This app governs everything in China. And you're going to see it do more than just govern what's going on in China. But check this out, though.
4 billion population use this app for an average of 4 hours every day. That's more than the average American user spends on all social media apps combined.
Come on.
And the reason people in China use WeChat so much is because it's basically every app you can think of rolled into one. It's essentially Facebook, PayPal, WhatsApp, Netflix, Google, Spotify, Uber, Yelp, Tinder, Zoom, YouTube, Deliveroo, Amazon, and lots more, all in one single app. Now, there's no
God
doubt that this
damn.
is extremely convenient. Everything connected in one app and one profile. You pay your bills through it, call your friends through it, and essentially live your entire life through it. However, one single company having access to literally all your data, every aspect of your life, from your exact location to your entire bank history to every message and call and search you've ever made, it's a lot. And then it gets worse when your scenario is your message just doesn't get delivered.
Pay
Worst case
attention.
scenario is you end up in jail or simply disappear.
Hold up. Y'all heard that? We talk about censorship here in America, how, you know, we can say certain things and we can lose an account, a social media account. Over there, minor, your message won't get sent. Do something a little worse, they'll throw your ass in jail. Think your ass really doing something and you say something that just totally disrespects the government or, you know, infringes on what they may consider national security, they say you disappear. Y'all ain't paying attention, bruh. This is over a damn app that runs everything. This is China's version of the IoT. Man, y'all better pay attention. I'm trying to tell you.
Doesn't get delivered. Worst case scenario is you end up in jail or simply disappear. For example, one citizen literally just made a light-hearted joke to some friends about a government official and soon found himself jailed for a text. And it almost seems like the CCP wants people to be aware of this in order to prevent them even trying to say anything they don't like in the first place. Because the Chinese government has even openly confirmed that it can access deleted WeChat conversations as well without permission from the user or courts. Now,
Without
of course,
permission.
as we know from Snowden's leaks, countries surveilling their citizens with technology is certainly not just something that happens in China. However, China has definitely taken it to new levels. Amnesty International is an organization focused on human rights and carried out a report of how messaging apps handle their data. And they concluded the worst offender by far was Tencent, the only company to literally score 0 out of 100 for treatment of data. This is because of massive problems about transparency and what they do with data, where it ends up, and not even denying that it gives the CCP a backdoor to access all encrypted messages. Now, of course, pretty much all Chinese companies have to have some ties to the CCP in order to be allowed to succeed.
Pay attention.
But Tencent is unique because it has been allowed to monopolize entire industries in China and use brutal tactics to wipe out competitors without any interference from regulators. But
now, this company, even though the CCP regulates and runs everything, all business comes through them, Tencent is allowed to operate above the law. Why are they allowed to operate above the law? Because Tencent is the operating system. I'm always telling y'all about these basic operating systems. This is the groundwork. If you think that this company just came up out of nowhere, you believe this story about, oh, man, oh, you know, a couple guys, so-and-so, this, and that. Man, listen. This shit is deeper than you think it is, way deeper than you think it is. Y'all thinking it's something when they close down an account that you have for just something you said on Facebook or social media because the fact checkers didn't agree. This shit goes beyond fact checkers. They really unalive you, straight up X you 86 your ass over something you said. Man, listen.
in exchange for that freedom, some would say as a result, they've been turned into a weapon for the Chinese government. It's estimated the CCP has thousands of members inside Tencent, including party officials on the Tencent executive board who can influence decisions. For example, during the initial COVID outbreak, the Chinese government used WeChat for population control, assigning color codes to determine whether people were healthy and what they were eligible for, like if they were allowed to leave their homes or not. What's They've invested heavily in companies like Reddit, Tesla, Discord, Spotify, Snapchat, and Universal Music. And those are just a couple of the many hundreds of companies.
Hey, you heard that. He said they have Reddit, Tesla, Snapchat, Spotify, Universal Music, and Discord. Just to name a few. And I'm not even naming all of them that are going up the screen. There are 100 plus companies. You see it right there. These are companies that are outside of their whole sphere. Man, listen, I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all talk about the dragon in the scriptures and all of that type of, man, listen. Look.
Outside of China that Tencent are now involved with. They're also the largest gaming company in the world.
Pay attention.
Significantly higher than any competitor. This is particularly crazy when you consider that gaming is just one of countless different industries Tencent operates in. And yet their gaming division alone is bigger than the entire company of Nintendo or EA. And the reason Tencent is so dominant in gaming is because they own 100% of Riot Games, creator of League of Legends, 40% of Epic Games, creator of Fortnite, not to mention stakes in Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, and so many more of the world's most popular games.
Do you hear that? They own all of these games, all the biggest games trending, and they own, man, listen, when you have an influence as far as ownership of the gaming industry is complete mind control because, you know, we don't have to go all into that, but you get into these games, you go into this virtual reality. This is where they're taking this. And if you could take 1.4 billion people in the country, put everybody into this one app that controls everything, it governs their entire lives, how they pay their bills, how they communicate, how they do everything, how they play games. You have no life outside of this app. This is the new world. This is their version of the new world. Welcome to 1984, 2024.
The same is true in other industries. For example, Tencent's payment division is nearly as big as PayPal's entire business. And it's reported WeChat Pay generates over 1 billion payment transactions per day, more than Visa and MasterCard combined.
Hold up. That's a bomb right there. China's WeChat Pay generates 1 billion plus payment transactions per day. That's more than Visa and MasterCard combined. Y'all ain't paying attention. Listen, it didn't say it do 1 billion plus dollars in payment. No, 1 billion plus payment transactions per day. These are regular transactions like you and me, all the way up to damn corporations. So we're talking about multi-million dollars moving, billions of dollars moving, everything. Man, let me tell you something. If they're having more transactions than Visa and MasterCard combined, imagine how much money if this company is tied into everything in the entire nation. The entire population does their transactions through this company. What they want to say, and let me show you the trick bag in here too. When they say China's WeChat generates 1+ billion payment transactions per day, you got 1.4 billion people. They're just trying not to sound cocky. Man, they doing more than that. I'm trying to tell you, the rabbit hole gets deeper.
They've also got Tencent Music. They're huge. They're even now involved in making Hollywood movies like Men in Black.
I think if you look at Tencent Music, the company makes about 400 million, 500 million in profit.
In other words, it's hard to fully grasp just how large Tencent is. But it's only recently that the West has started to realize the influence Tencent, and thus China, actually has.
Listen.
One small example was how Blizzard, the World of Warcraft studio partially owned by Tencent, banned a gamer who endorsed the pro-democracy movement in Hong Kong. In other words, China seemed to be using Tencent as a weapon to influence decisions outside of China. This caused...
Hold up. Y'all might have missed that. A gamer wrote something didn't agree with, you know. He was a Chinese gamer, but he was here and he wrote something that they didn't run with, and they controlled his shit from there, which means that the octopus tentacles extend onto here. I told you, they have these apps that we use every day. So, hey, listen, man. Y'all talk about a takeover, shit been took over, and they worried about TikTok. Man, listen. TikTok is the least of their worries. Tencent is what you should be worried about.
Many people to ask, how is this one Chinese company seemingly now dictating what people in the US are allowed to say? The same was true with the NBA. You see, Tencent...
Hold up. A lot of y'all finna be mad because he finna go in about the NBA, how Tencent, you know what? I'm going to go out there and say it. Tencent basically controls an aspect of the NBA. I'll be nice and say an aspect, but on some real shit, nigga, China running your NBA here, which is already scripted as it is. But I'm going to let y'all go ahead and, you know, yeah.
True with the NBA. You see, Tencent Video has a deal with the NBA to stream their matches, but in 2019, Daryl Morey, manager of the Houston Rockets, tweeted, "Fight for freedom, stand with Hong Kong." In response, Tencent said they would not be streaming any Rockets matches in future. So, soon after this, the manager was forced to delete his support for Hong Kong, backtrack on his stance, and apologized for his inappropriate tweets. Players then came out stating that they love China.
Yeah, we apologize. We love China. We love, playing there.
Look at your boy Harden. Look at your boy Harden. Yeah, we apologize. We love China. Shit. Listen, whenever you can compromise people to the point where they want to come online and they want to apologize for some shit that they didn't even do, man, listen, you control these people's lives. These people are damn puppets, man. I told y'all this shit is all Hollywood, but you're looking at the economic aspect of things, how motherfuckers are manipulated by their pockets. Y'all said something wrong. One person said something wrong, and they got all of these niggas out here, damn, making apologies. We love China. We didn't mean to do it. So-and-so. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Tweets. Players then came out stating that they love China.
Yeah, we apologize. We love China. We love, playing there.
All this show you is that all this shit is about money. None of it is about any type of integrity. All of these people that you think you love these celebrities and the shit they do, man, listen to them. Just enjoy the entertainment. That's it. Do not get into where you get these personal shits where you be wanting to defend these niggas online. All of them are compromised. I'm just going to say that. All of them compromised by big ass corporations like this. It's no secret. Y'all see it.
So, whilst in recent years, some have started to wonder if China could use Tencent to influence things abroad, the answer seems to be that they already are. Multiple governments, from the US to India, have now called WeChat a security threat, and others have suggested it's a monitoring weapon in your pocket.
And turning now to the major decision by the Trump administration
Check this
banning
out.
popular social media apps TikTok and WeChat from U.S. app stores.
U.S. President Donald Trump issued an executive order last month targeting the app as a security threat.
But what's perhaps most fascinating?
Hold up. Y'all heard that? Trump even targeted this app as a damn security threat and put out an executive order. But because they gave us our heroes as well as our enemies, everybody was supposed to hate Donald Trump. And I'm not a man. Listen, I'm no supporter of Trump. I'm no supporter of Biden, none of them. But I'm saying you're supposed to have enough wisdom, enough discernment to be able to hear the message, even if you got a fucked up messenger. You should be able to still catch elements of truth. Trump dropped a bomb with that one when he wanted to get that shit the hell up out of here early. And nobody paid attention because everybody was supposed to hate Trump at the time. But I ain't gonna talk y'all too much more. Check this out.
About Tencent's story is that you can look at it in two ways. On one hand, Tencent is one of the greatest business success stories ever. At one point, a company had only $1,000 in its bank account. And so the journey of how a group of friends turned their struggling startup into one of the world's largest companies is remarkable and filled with useful lessons.
Hold up, though. Y'all notice how they always come with that story? They only had $1,000 in their account. And a group of struggling friends band together and created this multi-gazillion dollar ass company that, listen, bruh, don't fall for it. I'll tell you this. It was a group, all right. It was a group of friends, all right. Yeah, they might not even have been friends. But pay attention.
And genius business strategies. What they have achieved is ridiculously impressive. And there is definitely an argument that Tencent has been unfairly caught in the middle of a political storm that they didn't want any part of. But on the other hand, Tencent is often surrounded by controversy. This includes their brutal monopolistic practices to crush any competition, their blatant plagiarism of just ripping off other companies and apps, their extreme censorship and violations of privacy and freedom of speech, accusations of poor working conditions, and the fact multiple countries now see it as a national security risk because of its close ties to the Chinese government. But
now, listen, everybody... Basically, what it comes down to is this. So many other countries on the planet saw all on the plane of extraterritorial planet, or whatever. So many people saw all the damn red flags. They like, this is too much control. No one company should have all this power. Everybody in this one place has to use it, and they've extended outside to where they're making it to where everything we do is gonna go through aspects of this company. Man, listen, this rabbit hole is deep, and I was sitting on this one for a minute. I found out this information close to like about a year ago, and I started finding videos about it, and this shit just bust my head. But this video, the actual full video, is like over an hour long. I'll put the link below it. But listen, man, we're gonna go for a few more minutes into this, and then I'm gonna give y'all my opinion as a full summary. And but y'all, yo, check this shit out.
I do want to. Chinese government is actively hurting Tencent, billions of dollars off Tencent's valuation, which of course just raises even more questions. Why would the CCP be damaging one of its most useful assets? As you can see, the Tencent story has a lot of different pieces to it. There is both good and bad, and several plot twists along the way. Honestly, I've covered lots of different business. In this video, we're going on a journey through Tencent's insane history to find out the truth behind this gigantic business empire, a company that influences so much, yet is so rarely discussed. How did they get here? What are they planning next? And what does it mean for all of us. So buckle up, because I assure you, they'll ride.
And yo, stop that right there. I'll stop that right there. Because just from what you heard, this company that has so much control over everything, this company and hold on, just so y'all know, because I don't think y'all really understand the scope of this shit. This company, when I say control over things, let me tell you something. Think of your favorite companies that come out of there. The Alibabas and the Ali Expresses and all the other companies that come out of China that you get your clothes from and everything, and all of the little trinkets and gadgets, kind of like smaller level Amazons. They control all of those companies. Anything, basically anything you get coming out, you know what? I'll even 100% of what you get that comes out of China comes through this company. Your favorite social media apps, their messengers are on this company's server. So when they were talking about censorship and speaking on how, you know, this company and the country, because they're linked in with the government, how they can basically, they watch all text messages and everything like that. Hold up. What that makes me think of is this. Y'all know, for y'all that have T-Mobile just put out a new update to their agreement where all new customers as well as existing customers, T-Mobile has the right to collect data. I'm talking about really collect data, like your text messages, your live streams, your chats, all that shit. They're collecting all of that, and they tell you right in the updated contract. And don't think that they're the only ones. All of them gonna do it because they all use the same towers. And Wi-Fi systems. But I just wanted to come on and kind of give y'all an introduction to this company, Tencent, that not a lot of people know about. And this will be part one. We're going to do part two later. But yo, this your man, Honorable October 9. Y'all.